Hello, my name is Thomas Alva Edison. I was born on February 11th, 1847 on a cold, snowy night in Millen, Ohio, and through childhood I was a very curious boy. When I played out on the lawn, I saw birds catching worms from the ground and flying off. So I got very curious one day and made a mixture out of mashed worms and water and put it in a can for a neighbor girl to drink, who was my friend. And so I gave it to her, but instead of her flying, she became sick, and I got a licking with the bird branch, which still very hurts. When I was 12, I caught scarlet fever, but when I recovered, I discovered that I had a little loss of hearing that will be with me all my life. What? Anywho, when I went to school, the teacher either thought I was daydreaming, was bored, or just didn't like this lesson. So the teacher told me my memory and brain were scrambled, and when I told my mother, she was furious. She took me out of school and homeschooled me herself instead. When I was still a boy, I worked on the trains. I sold stuff like newspapers, soda, and snacks like candy or sandwiches. And one day, when I was young, I had a chemistry lab in the train, and the station master said it was okay. But then, a huge explosion occurred and set the train on fire, and the station master got really mad at me, and he kicked me out. But at least he didn't fire me. I still got to do it, but not on the train. When I was a teenager, I rescued his 3-year-old son from the train when he was about to get hit. As thanks, the station master taught me telepathy, or Morse code. Over the years, I've done some legendary inventions, like carbon transmitter. Carbon transmitter made telephones work better. Well, Alexander Graham Bell's phones work better. Because when you talk to them, you can faintly hear what they're saying. I was upset that I didn't invent the telephone, but I felt great that I made things better for it. I invented the light bulb! For the light bulb, I've tried lots and lots of different things like human hair, spider webs, and a lot more. It took a lot of days, but then I finally did it. I had achieved the invention I was working for. It's like a light out of the darkness. Like literally a light. In my 30s, I invented the first ever phonograph. The phonograph was the first ever able to reduce recorded sound, and so it became very, very popular. And with that, I became famous. In New Jersey, it was too cold, so I moved out of there and went to Fort Myers, Florida. I became friends with Henry Ford and worked on improving rubber for tires, and we didn't want to rely on foreign rubber. In October 1931, I died at the age of 84. I loved inventing things all my life, so I worked until the death of me. I even saw from heaven the memorial they were giving me. They turned off all their light bulbs that I've made for them, so they would let me light the world. Thomas Alva Edison.